Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Shonen and Chill, hosted by Zenrotto and Oceaniz.
Hello, hello, little folk.
And we kind of got a big week this week, well,
Because everyone's here for once.
did we? uh, I forget. Is this Choji next chapter in this week's? I honestly don't remember. No, it's not.
Chojin X? No, we
Okay,
did that last week.
okay, we did that last week. Okay, cool. So we got 2 monthlies, and then everyone's actually not on break this week for once.
Yeah, before they all go on break
Yeah,
next
I
week for
know.
Golden Week.
Agony.
Hey, but it is 2 weeks of freedom from my hero because he's taking a break right after as well.
My God, he's just trying to hope people lose interest.
Dude, did you read his author comment this week where
I
he's
did
like,
not.
he's basically saying, first I start losing hairs and now liquid is coming out of my ears. I am unwell. Oh
My
well.
God.
Yeah, and he just says it as a joke, and you're just like, dear God,
I'm
dude.
falling apart.
Yeah. Whoopsie. Did a little fucky wucky, and now I'm falling apart at the seams. Yeah. But yeah, everyone's here right before some big changes to the magazine with Golden Week, and then Black Clover going on a 3-month
3 month
hiatus.
hiatus, yeah.
I mean, good for Tabata. I've obviously not kept up with Black Clover, but from what I've heard, it seems like he might need it. So, good recovery to Mr. Tabata right off the bat.
Yeah, and then Black Clover's going into its final arc when he comes back. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what he said. Was apparently the editors asked him to take the break. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if
Okay.
they were like, "Hey man, get your shit together," or if they were like, "Hey man, every time I see you, you look like a walking corpse, and you need to sleep."
Like
It could be anything.
every time I see you, there's liquid coming out of your ears. That's not good.
Yeah, because I think his comment was like, "I would have just kept going every week, but the editor said they want me to take a break, so I'm taking a 3 month hiatus." So
Mm-hmm.
we'll see. Good on him though. Take that
Yeah,
time off,
good on
man.
him. Absolutely good on the fact that breaks are becoming more common in the magazine. I mean, obviously, it kind of sucks having to wait an extra week, but at the same time, I do prefer my mangaka alive and well.
Yeah, I would like them to
So,
be functioning human beings.
yeah, exactly. So, it is a small price to pay. Just means we get smaller weeks and shorter shows, which is always good because that means I get to do dinner earlier.
uh,
No,
all
the
right.
real
Well,
the real answer is actually that as the weeks get smaller, that gives me more motivation to read more series. So,
true.
I'm dangling the bait in
Do you
front
have
of you
any
again.
idea how many comments I got after last week's episode asking why I haven't gotten you to read Mission Yozakura Family yet? It's a crazy amount of them.
Dude, my real life, like physically living next to me best friend has tried to get me to read Yozakura Family about 5 times this past week.
Bruh, just
Partially
do it.
because of this podcast. Yeah.
Just do it.
It's so funny as well because like he started it because I read the first 5 chapters for the Patreon week, and now he's caught up and he's telling me I'm a loser for not reading it.
Need to get him on the show on the weeks that you're off.
Yeah, like comment if you want Nick on the show when I'm gone.
Oceanic.
Oceanic, yes. All right, let's stop flirting. What are your top
All
three?
right. My top three. That's tough. Number three, I think it's gonna have to be Blue Box.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, My Hero. Number one,
Mm-hmm.
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Holy shit, we have the same top three.
Aha! We've done it. We're back.
Aha!
We're back in. The wavelength is locked back in.
Just in time for Golden Week.
Oh
One,
man.
one, one last time. All right. But yeah,
So
I absolutely agree with that. So what's first?
first on the itinerary is gonna be Dragon Ball Super.
That certainly was a chapter of Dragon Ball Super.
It indeed was. Some
Yeah.
shit happened.
Yeah.
Bardock got glowy, and I don't know what that means. And I also can't stress this enough. Don't care what that means. Um,
Yeah. Fair
can't
enough.
stress enough that I have no interest in whatever power form that is, and what its multiplier is, and what it means. Don't care. He got glowy.
Mhm.
He whooped ass for a second, and then they left.
Yeah. I mean, okay, one thing I do like about this chapter is that that offhand comment Gas makes about, oh, the Saiyan's time is coming. I kind of like how it feeds into Minus, where Bardock is like, oh, holy shit, some bad stuff is about to happen. It makes it feel a little less random, because obviously, Minus is unambiguously connected to this iteration of the manga.
Right.
And him getting this like weird accidental heads up from Gas actually makes it a little less annoying that Bardock just sort of figures it out
Kind of just
in
knows.
Minus.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know. I like Bardock. Like he's just your old school Dragon Ball meathead in a way that these new fellas just don't feel the same,
Yeah.
right?
They
Like
don't they
he's
don't
just
tick
like,
all the boxes quite like Bardock does.
yeah, absolutely. So I will forgive him when he kicks Gas and his leg looks hilariously wrong anatomically on a top panel, page 30. Like, I'll forgive him for that, even though that looks terrible.
Oh no. What's
Yeah.
happening?
It's Toyotaro struggling with the human form once again.
As is tradition.
Yeah, that look. I mean, okay. I feel like there's an intention here where it's like, with the action line right next to it, sort of the swoosh happening. I kind of feel like it's meant to almost cartoonify that motion and make it so that you feel the impact. But because he fully renders out his leg in otherwise
Yeah,
anatomically
you
correct
could
detail.
just leave that swoosh at the end of his pant leg, and we would all know what it means.
Yeah, exactly. But instead, goes like for the typical Dragon Ball muscles, and so it just looks like he has two hip bones.
He has two
Or
hip bones and his leg. It looks, at least to me, that for all intents, he is sideways, except for his leg, which is perfectly straight.
yeah,
And then also his knee is like hyperextended.
I mean, wouldn't be the super manga without some wonky anatomy. I feel like it happens every time. Um, and we got a double page spread in a super chapter. Everyone, clap for Toyotaro.
He did it. He did it, everybody.
Yeah, that's like the third in the entire series. Like that again. I've said it before, but that's one thing that really annoys me about both Super and Boruto. It's like you got a month to do this shit, and you look worse than many of the weekly series with less impressive paneling. Like, come on.
Yeah,
Like,
well, it almost feels like the series that are weekly are not weekly, or not, the series that are monthly are not monthly because they're like grander endeavors. They're monthly because like that's what the mangaka can manage.
yeah.
Because they come out and they're uglier and the paneling is worse, and I'm like, man, fuck.
Well, okay. To give it also a little bit of credit, I guess, is that both Boruto and Dragon Ball probably have to go through some like additional like supervision processes because of course, they're dealing with highly acclaimed properties with the original author still having like some say over it, right? And I feel like that's something that would prolong the process. You got to mail your manuscript to Kishimoto for him to tell you he doesn't care, he's been rich for 10 years. And then you're like, "Okay, well, drop it." Or you mail your manuscript to Toriyama and he doesn't read it and he just sends back like an eggplant emoji and you interpret it as, yeah, drop the chapter.
Put it out. Don't care.
Yeah, who cares? Like, yeah, I cannot imagine that both either Kishimoto or Toriyama still give a shit about like the properties because I mean at this point it's been the 10 and 20 years respectively. Like, I don't care about things I did 10 years ago, no
Yeah, I
matter how
mean, I think
important they
part of the
seem.
problem is that like Toriyama has never seemed to take Dragon Ball that seriously. Like,
Mm-hmm.
because it's to him, it's just always been kind of silly and funny, and like he just does
Mm-hmm.
things. He doesn't remember what Super Saiyan form is which. He fucking like.
Mm-hmm.
There was that period of time after Dragon Ball came out where he was just like doing other things and he just wanted to do things, and all anyone wanted to talk about was fucking Dragon Ball. And like
Mm-hmm.
at this point, he's probably like Dragon Ball has outgrown him. Like it's outgrown. He's created a monster that is gonna multiply. It's like the doomsday thing with the AI that self-replicates forever. It's outgrown its
Hmm.
creator, right? He can't
Yeah.
stop it. It's going to.
Yeah.
There's going to be people on YouTube until the end of time talking about Goku's 7.6 quadrillion, quintillion, dodeca bagillion power level and what that means
Hmm.
if he fights Superman and all this shit. And
Hmm.
he just wanted to make a funny manga about a little monkey boy going on adventures, and he just doesn't give a fuck about any of the
Hmm.
rest of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Like it's one of those like big tentacle monsters spawned from commercialized capitalist art. We've seen it before, haven't we?
Yeah, it happened. I mean, it happens to the best of us, right? Everything that gets popular enough becomes self-sustaining, right? It's like
Hmm.
Pokemon. Like Pokemon, they made the same game from 1991 to 2021, and it
Hmm.
broke records every time, right?
Yeah.
You get your IP popular enough, and it doesn't matter what you do. People will sustain it for you, just by the fact
Hmm.
that it exists. And Dragon Ball is definitely one of those things.
Yeah. I mean, you say it happens to the best of us. I would say it kind of only happens to the best
Yeah, that's
to a
true.
certain extent,
And yeah,
right?
you either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the overly commercialized, flanderized villain.
Yeah, like, say what you will about Shikamaru, it will never have an unnecessary spin-off.
Because the spin-offs it gets are going to be completely necessary and focus on the life of Slash Takizawa.
I mean, yeah, of course, they're gonna be hard-hitting and incredibly foundational to the core canon text of manga throughout history. I mean, are you kidding me? Slash Takizawa is already a historical figure. I still can't believe they made t-shirts of him.
I kind of want one.
Yeah, me too. If we ever do an episode in person, those are the t-shirts we're supposed to
Oh
wear.
my god, absolutely.
But okay, we're already veering off, so do we want to move on from Dragon Ball? Like we
Yes,
all should.
forever. Yeah,
Yeah,
that would be.
just
Uh,
moving on. The world has progressed past the need for Dragon
the
Ball.
world has evolved, and yet
Yes.
still we're clinging to Dragon Ball.
Hmm.
Okay, let's see. Next up is going to be My Hero Vigilantes.
Oh, speaking of unnecessary spin-offs,
Okay,
right?
let me just, before I go into shitting on Vigilantes for existing, because I will, because why does it exist? This chapter was
Uh-huh.
actually pretty good. It was in my upper half of the chapters this week.
Yeah, actually, I agree with that.
I liked it quite a bit, in fact. Does
This
it
was my
make the
favorite
last year
chapter for a
worth it?
while.
No. But was it pretty good? Yeah, it was pretty cute.
This was probably my favorite chapter since the fucking fight started.
Oh yeah,
Like,
by far.
yeah, like I don't know. Like, I don't give a shit about this series, but anytime you get into like these finality chapters, they play their cards right. It's always sweet, right? Like him and Pop, sort of their reunion, and also Koichi sort of being like, "Ah, yeah, of course I will behave," and then like 2 seconds later, he's just back in the costume. That shit's endearing. Like it plays on the strong parts of the series, which I feel are both their romance and Koichi just being a good guy, right? Beyond all the like nonsense power shit he got in the final fight. He's just a nice, sweet little
Yeah,
man.
he's just a little boy doing his best.
Yeah. Um, but also, dear God, this series' ending is absolutely going to tie into the main manga now, and
Yes.
I kind of hate it.
Yes, it sure is.
Yeah, because it's ending, I think, in either the next chapter or the one after. And I am betting, I would bet you actual real life money that it's going to like end on a cliffhanger, and that cliffhanger will be continued in that week's or that month's My Hero Academia main manga chapter.
Oh god.
And God,
They're gonna bring Captain Celebrity over to the actual series.
yeah,
He's gonna be one of the foreign heroes that arrived to help, along with Koichi, who now lives in
yes,
America.
exactly. Koichi will be his sidekick,
Uh-huh.
and they're gonna be there, and it's gonna suck
Yep.
because it's vigilantes.
And then All for One's gonna get a little monologue about like, always the thorn in my side. Fucking Koichi.
Mhm. Yeah, it's gonna be some fucking nonsense, and well, I mean, at this point, I feel like I should get over the fact that this spin-off exists. 2 chapters before it ends, accepting its existence. But yeah, no. Besides my woes about it probably leading into the main series, this was sweet. Like I am happy that we've reached an ending, and I'm not like completely numb to it. Right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Like I had thought that by the time the fight ended, I would hate everything so much that I wouldn't care. But I do actually. I got a little. I don't like care that much, but I got a little like no. That was sweet. That was nice.
mhm.
And that's literally the
Yeah.
only thing I have to say about it. It was nice.
Yeah, it was nice. Like that double spread of them like hugging.
Yep, very
That's
cute.
nice. Yes, very cute. Um Also, I cannot fucking believe that after all the like theorizing we had about Deku's gonna like have to hide out in America, it's Koichi who gets that fucking plot point.
Oh, that's right. That was a fan theory for a while. That
Dude, it
Deku was
was
gonna go hide out in America with his dad.
well, yeah, because it felt like a thing that could happen, right? Because the war, because this was during the war, and the war seemed like it was gonna mess all that shit up, and Deku was definitely gonna have to like do something. And he has a dad in America, so why wouldn't he go? But no, instead it's Koichi. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. Koichi and Captain Celebrity are gonna come into the main manga, and they're gonna bring Deku's dad alongside him. Who's
No,
gonna be like
Koichi's gonna be the one to reveal that all the documentation of Deku's dad was fabricated, and that's how he's gonna find out that it's dad for one.
oh god. Oh fucking hate. I want Pineapple's head on my table tonight. Make it happen. Make it happen. God, no, fuck. Now I'm already getting angry. We have to move on. We- This shit. Vigilantes gets a sweet out of 10 from me. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Moving on.
moving on.
Let's see. Next up is gonna be Mashle.
It was all
It
right.
was all right. Nothing
Yeah.
really happened. Am I wrong in saying that nothing really happened?
No, it was just putting a bunch of pieces into place,
Yeah,
really.
it was just moving stuff around, which is fine.
Yeah.
I don't like this little Shugamaru Gator guy.
hmm
Maybe because he reminds me of Shugamaru.
Yeah, I think that's the one. That's the thing. It's like he feels almost too silly for Mashle, in a sense that he is only silly and he does nothing else. Whereas every other thing in Mashle, sure, they're silly and goofy, but they've also like got a lot of a lot of raw shit going for them. This guy's just stupid, like Shugamaru. So it reminds us of it.
Yeah, and like I don't know. I didn't find any of the humor in this one too funny.
Mm-hmm.
Nor did I find the action that interesting because I feel like a lot of it's gonna get off-screened.
Yeah.
So just whatever. I also don't care about Finn. Sorry, not too interested in
Damn.
whatever Finn's about to do.
All 5 Finn stands absolutely in shambles.
Yeah, Finn stocks plummeting.
Does Mashle have stands? I feel like
I would be forced to say no, probably.
yeah, I feel like Mashle. Everyone treats Mashle the way we treat it, as like all reliable, right? Or
Yeah,
like
like
it's good.
I need a quick infusion of rawness into my veins. I'll read Mashle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's always good. It's always at least entertaining, but it's never like top one. At
Yeah.
least very rarely.
Yeah. Mashle's top one when everything that is traditionally top one goes on break.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like
Um,
a solid B. Like you're content with it, you know? You got a B, you made it through.
yeah, you did it.
Yeah.
You managed.
I literally have
But
nothing to say about this week though.
yeah, I'm already out of
Yeah,
it
I have
pretty
nothing
much.
to say about it.
Mhm.
So the next up is Earthchild.
Okay, why do you say it like that?
Because I needed a longer time to read the timestamp as I typed it in.
Oh, I see. I thought this was gonna be like something like uh Zen turns around on Earthchild
No, this chapter
exposed.
slapped. It was super good. I hate
It
this
was
girl, but
great.
I'm sure she'll come around.
It was great because I actually liked Okay, I will say this girl just screams plot device. Like she's just there to give us a different perspective on the boys, but the perspective she gives is cool and interesting. So I don't mind. I don't mind that it's very obviously just there for the plot.
Yeah, and I do like the because like a lot of times I thought it was going to be like fantasy racism, like the Earth children shouldn't exist. That's something wrong with whatever. But I like how her
Hmm.
actual reason is that she wishes she was one and she's not, and she's fucking cranky about it.
Yeah, that she's just kind of jealous. Yeah, no, I like that. Like it again, it gives you sort of a different view on them, like how normal people would view this entire Earth children business. Because yeah, if I were an astronaut who had to like work my entire life to get to the final frontier, space, and then some fucking guy just floats in there for no accolades, nothing, I'd probably be pissed. I can see that. Um, but also, dear God, like I'm loving this main character so much. He's just a good guy trying to do good things.
Just trying to do right by his family, man. I love
Yeah,
that. And I
yeah. Also,
really
I
like the
really
sidekick guy. I was prepped to hate him.
what
The other
Albert.
Earthchild, yeah, prepped to hate him. The minute he appeared,
Hmm.
I was like, God damn it, this dude's gonna irritate the shit out of me. But he is such a bro.
Yeah, like he's weird, but but he's cool. But yeah, no, I'm very into this series right now. I've been trying to get more people on it, sort of in my personal life, trying to sell it as a parenting shonen, because that's what it is, really.
I mean, it is, yeah.
Like, yeah, the big fights are not big muscle man. The big fights is like, how do I get this stupid fucking child to do a very complicated maneuver?
I need him to do something really difficult, and I need him to do it right now, and he's a fucking baby.
I cannot believe little Johnny can't read these fucking engineering textbooks. What the hell? What's wrong with my child?
Where did I go wrong?
When I was your age, I was a year older. Like, hurry up. But no, yeah, this is super sweet. I also like the specific way that they train his flight ability, where it's like, oh yeah, the dad has to first float away, and then they have the kid like float towards him. I thought that was really clever. So to work around, the inherent unpredictability of kids.
Yeah, well, and it was like done in a I don't want to say smart way, because how else would you do it? But the idea of
Hmm.
like strapping the baby to him, to Albert, and then having him lift the dad so that Albert gets lifted as a consequence of the baby lifting itself was
Hmm.
smart.
Hmm.
Because you can't
Yeah,
trust the fucking baby to do anything, because it's a
yeah,
fucking idiot.
yeah. I mean, it's not even an idiot. It's just a baby,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Well, all babies are idiots.
well, yes. Like their brains have like two wrinkles.
And it just so happens that one of this child's wrinkles are fantastical cosmic powers.
Hey, sometimes you get that. Other times your baby gets like a weird puff of hair in the first month of its life. Uh, I was born blonde.
So was I, actually.
That's oh damn. And now you're black haired, right?
Brown, dark brown.
Ah, damn, me too. Look at us. This has nothing to do with manga.
Nope. Or with
No,
psychic powers, really.
yeah, well, the lore expands. If you ever want to do like baby us fan art, do them blonde. If you do that, I will be very concerned, but also
We need
accuracy.
a Rugrats spinoff of Shonen and Chill.
You see, we're already commercializing and making unnecessary spin-offs. The money
Capitalism.
machine. Yes. Um, we make like, I mean, we already have merch, so we can like start making like side spin-offs and side shows like Shonen Chill in the morning, Shonen Chill after dark, Shonen and Chillest only for patrons, where it's like
Shonen.
yeah, Shonen Chillest where we're just high. Wait, is weed legal where you live?
No.
Oh shit, okay, no, then maybe not. We produce like an actual criminal record for you. That's not good.
That's the power of the show. We're changing
Oh,
things in the real world.
That's true. And I mean, if something does go wrong, we already have the next sequel lined up. Shonen Chill in jail.
Shonen and Chill
Shonen in
Stone
jail
Ocean.
for maximum immersion. To truly
We want our
understand.
viewers to see the show as if Jolene herself was hosting.
We've already stopped talking about Earthchild.
Yeah, well, I mean,
It was sweet.
cute. Like Earthchild's one of those things that's sort of like Mashle, whereas Mashle's raw every week. Earthchild's gonna be like touching every week.
Yeah, exactly. Like it doesn't hit me the way Blue Box does, but it is
No, it
still
doesn't.
all reliable.
I also like that he gets the big pep talk, and instead of like, you're gonna do it, you're gonna save the day, it's you're just gonna not die.
Yeah.
Your only job is to not die.
Yeah. But I also like sort of the way they frame the pep talk, where it's not just like, oh, you will be great, you will do good things. It's, you will not make your wife a widow, you will not make your child fatherless. And he's like, yeah. I don't know, it's cool how much of this series is basically like completely framed in this almost fatherly way. Again, sort of just enhances that vibe of parenting shonen to me. And yeah, I mean, that child better not be fatherless. Otherwise, they'll be making power scaling lists on Twitter.
Oh, God. Who's the better father?
Who's the better father? I mean, we all know that Goku's the worst father. Ha ha. I actually don't mind that joke.
100,000 likes, a million comments.
Yeah, I don't mind that joke. Like, honest to God, I think it's weirder to get mad that that joke exists than to, like, say the joke.
I don't mind the joke, but I think the joke has evolved into like people not getting the joke and treating it like actual commentary. And then that gets tiring because like I don't want to have that discussion with you, you fucking online person.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough, I guess. But I don't know. It kind of falls into that category again of, I can't believe people still care about Dragon Ball to that degree.
Well, yeah. But also part of the problem too is that it's like it's a bunch of fucking people who don't have kids or even really understand, like it's a bunch of people who haven't matured past high school trying to talk about parenting and what's good or not. And that's why they think Chi-Chi is like the worst person, because she wants her child to not be a broke ass martial artist farmer. Like she wants him to go to a school and learn things, and they're like, she's the worst. She's awful. She reminds me of when my mom made me go to bed early because I got a C on a test.
No, I mean, we all know the best parent in Dragon Ball is Vegeta.
Yeah, punching the shit out of his child in a gravity chamber.
Yeah, punching his child, and then the first chance he gets, he fucking kills himself. That's an absolute model parent. Again, not about Earthchild.
No, not at all. This guy is definitely a better dad than Goku and Vegeta, and that's where I'm going to end it right there with no further elaboration.
Yeah, absolutely. Moving on.
Next up on the list is Ayashimon.
This is one of those times when like I can feel the cultures clash.
Oh man, I completely forgot the hotel was a ball sack before we started this.
Yeah.
God damn it.
So like I am sure in Japan no one cares about that. Because I mean, you know, they have so many myths and folklore that kind of is very not genitalia focused, but it's a thing, right? They have like the ghost that sucks your soul out of your ass and shit like that. So yeah, there you go. There you go. Like you can literally hear the cultural difference.
How did you die, man? I don't want to talk about it.
St. Peter at the pearly gates like looks at you knowingly and just nods. Fun fact: that is also probably what Elden Ring's Dung Eater is based on for people who've played it.
Why is that so fucking funny to me?
I don't know. It's kind of funny. But yeah, so I'm sure in Japan, a hotel made out of a guy's ballsack doesn't fucking register as weird. To me, the moment they dropped that, I could not take this chapter seriously anymore.
Yeah, like, because they phrase it like it's a big deal. Like, oh my god, we're trapped in this ball sack. And I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, because the moment they said that this hotel is like led by Tanukis, I was like, oh god, we're gonna get like some absolutely stupid shot of some guy like hopping on his fucking nuts. But then it was so much worse than that. But I mean, to be honest, it kind of lends this series a lot of character that it's so laissez-faire with something that, yeah, a lot of cultures would find weird. Like, it's just very unapologetically like, oh yeah, this is just Japanese folklore, deal with it. So yeah, no, I mean, it is kind of cool in a way, but again, it kind of robbed a lot of attention for me because I was just like, these guys are just hella gay right now. Why are you as a man inside of another man's ballsack, huh? Do it stink?
Oh my god!
What?
It does. That's what the brick joke was at the beginning about the animal smell.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. Fuck.
Oh my god, I hate this
This
fucking.
is the worst chapter in
This is the worst
Ayashimon by
chapter
far.
I've ever read of anything.
Ugh.
She jokes about it smelling weird, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we smell kind of like animals, and don't be racist about it." And she was like, "Okay, it's 'cause it's his balls is why it smells weird."
Yeah. Yeah, I have very little to say on this
Yeah,
chapter.
I don't
Aside
want to.
that,
I don't want to keep talking about this testicle hotel.
yeah. No, I mean, cool that he's coming to save them.
Did we really need the under the desk shot of his giant ball sack hanging out of his pants?
Yes, you see, that's so bad. Like, it hurts looking at it.
I
Like,
know.
I am suddenly so glad that Naruto had like an entire giant tanuki in its story and it never did anything with its ball sack. I'm so fucking glad that Kishimoto knew not to do that.
Yeah, well, okay. Kishimoto's pilot chapter had Naruto piss on a child. Can't help but bring that up every time someone praises Naruto.
Oh yeah, I mean, he was gonna use fart-based powers. Like,
Yeah,
Kishimoto's
he
a weirdo, but
he had fart powers and he trapped a small child in a pit and then pissed on it.
yeah, I mean, okay, to be fair, Polnareff and Avdol pissed down a straw
Not a
attached
little
to a
kid's
man's
straw.
mouth. Okay, do we know the age of that stand user?
He had a beard.
Did he, though?
I
Did
think.
we ever see him?
Yeah, he busts out of the ground after they piss on him.
Oh,
What's that
I had a
stand's
beard
name?
when I
What's that
was.
stand's name? Wheel of Fortune?
Uh,
No, Wheel of
yeah,
Fortune's the
no, it's
car.
not Wheel of Fortune. It's
Judgment?
some other shit.
No, is Judgment the ghost, the cloud? No, it
No,
is
it's not
Judgment. It
Judgment.
is Judgment.
Is it No,
Yeah, it's Judgment.
Judgment?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. And so, what's the stand user?
Stand user's name is Cameo,
Okay,
and
but
his article is loading very slowly because I might be the only person who's ever gone to it before.
I'm on it right now as well.
Okay, he doesn't
He
have a
doesn't have a
beard.
beard.
He doesn't have a beard, but he's balding.
Yeah, okay, look. In Araki's art style, this guy could be 15. Like, have you seen some of the JoJolian designs?
Well, I mean, Giorno's 15, so I guess that checks out.
Yeah, isn't Joshu like 19 and he's like half bald?
Yeah, but he's like the worst. So, also, 19 is still overage, I'll have you know.
Okay, so we have official confirmation that according to Zenrotto, pissing on a child is bad, but pissing the moment they turn 19, pissing on them gets good.
It doesn't get good, it just gets less bad.
I see. This will hold up in the court of public opinion.
All I'm saying is it's worse to do bad things to little kids than it is to adults.
Okay, yeah, fine. I will not argue on that. But also, this could still be a little kid.
You're really holding fast to the Cameo as a child, actually. He's like 6'2".
Yeah, Jotaro was taller than that at 17. That means absolutely
You're
nothing.
right. Jotaro's existence kind of does negate this guy's physical appearance mattering.
Like, you remember the toddler stand user in part 3? What's his name?
I don't remember the fucking kid's name. The stand is Death 13.
Yeah, that kid. I'm surprised that Araki like could hold himself back and actually drew it like a child instead of just a hulking man who's just the size of a peanut. just just Jotaro the size of a like action figure going goo goo gaga.
Oh, I wish Koichi was ripped now in part 4 when he does in the very beginning where it's drawn like Stardust Crusaders.
Yeah, he's not
Uh
all that ripped,
no, he's not.
unfortunately.
Because when Josuke is just Jotaro but with a pompadour,
hmm
the huge missed opportunity to make Koichi like 2'1" and ripped.
Hey, I mean, who knows? Part 9 could come out and everyone just looks like they did in part 3 again.
I would
He
love
just
that.
goes he he just goes back to the part 3 art style and retells like parts 5 to 8, but in that art style exclusively. Like, oh my god, I would love to see Jolene in that art style.
Oh man, I would love to see Giorno would be more shocking than Jolene.
hmm Yeah, Journal, dude, Narancha.
Oh god. Ripped Narancia.
Just is this a thing you say in English where like if you have someone who's really short but really wide because they're ripped, you call them a box or a square?
Boxy, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Narancha's just like a fucking cube, a Minecraft looking ass.
Oh god.
Okay. What the fuck were we on?
Ayashimon's testicle hotel.
Okay, let's not be on that anymore.
All right, then next is Akane-Banashi.
This was cool.
Yeah, it was nice. Like it was a nice little bit for her to reaffirm herself, and I assume she's gonna wow the teacher in the next one.
Yeah.
Um,
Like I also like how the teacher isn't like portrayed as comically evil for not wanting her to be at Rakugoka. Where it's just like, look, if you don't go into higher education in the current like academic power creep, you are going to put yourself in a very hard position. Like that's a totally understandable position for the teacher to take, especially if she's never seen Rakugo.
yeah, and I mean the teacher's like objectively correct, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
That like
Mm-hmm.
the odds of you succeeding at this are extremely slim. You just happen to be an
Mm-hmm.
anime protagonist, so it's okay. But
Mm-hmm.
like at the same time, the childhood friend is also right that like ultimately that is what she's passionate about, and it it really sucks when you hit the age where you have to like stop being passionate about things because you have to work 40 hours a week to not starve to death. And that
Mm-hmm.
maybe age like 17 is a little too early to yank that out of her away from her,
Mm-hmm.
and that she should at least
Yeah.
have the opportunity to try to pursue what she loves before anything else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like it kind of feels similar in what I like about Blue Box, where it's like it's not cartoony in how it tries to portray a conflict. It's more just like different perspectives, different sort of
Right, and
priorities, I
it's
guess.
different perspectives that are both reasonable and not inherently
Mm-hmm.
wrong because it's not a situation with a right or wrong, really. It's
Mm-hmm.
just a
Yeah.
situation of like we don't agree on what's best.
Yeah, literally. Like it's just it's just a very complicated situation, which, yeah, I mean, trying to find your life's path is complicated, especially if you care about something that is in the entertainment industry, notoriously kind of the worst industry to get into if you're trying
Hmm.
to make a stable income. So no, yeah, I really appreciated this like angle to it. I was kind of convinced we were gonna see it, like see her reaction still within the chapters. I was surprised when we got the cliffhanger, but I guess this was this guy's Golden Week cliffhanger hashtag.
Yeah, I mean, I assume that they're gonna. She's probably gonna knock it out of the park pretty early in the next chapter, and they're gonna go back to the discussion. But I feel like
Mm-hmm.
with Golden Week coming up, the guy was just getting it done.
Yeah, yeah, which is totally fine. Eh, but yeah, that's pretty much already where it ends for me for Hakana Banana.
Me too. It was good. I liked it. Quality.
Yeah, it was good.
Next up
Quality out of
is
10.
the Elusive Samurai.
Okay, most of this chapter was kind of whatever to me, but the little bit we got on the villain guy, where it's like I have to keep doing terrible shit because the moment I look at like a positive thing in my life, like everything I've done like just floods into me, and so the only way I can go is like further down. That was surprisingly like nuanced, considering it takes place over like 3 pages.
Yeah, and it was like actually interesting, which is a lot for the Elusive Samurai lately.
Yeah.
It's characterizing someone in a unique and like kind of enjoyable way.
Hmm.
I also liked page 11, where he realizes that the only thing he remembers is that everyone in his life is fucking insane now.
Yeah. That was really good. Also, the horrified pog faces of the generals as they realize they have to follow him.
The small child, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, God, page 15, the image of the sword cutting into that dude's neck is like, the art's really good. It makes me
Yeah.
uncomfortable to look at.
Yeah. It looks painful. Also, like his facial expression. I don't know what this mangaka did recently, but he's gotten really, really horny for like those like heavy line shading techniques, right? Like if you look at the guy's face,
Mm-hmm.
he has so many lines on his face to like denote his facial expression. It's really interesting. I didn't take note of it before like these last couple of weeks, but it's really gotten like everyone has them now at this point. But you know, save for our main character. So yeah, no, this was pretty cool.
Why is he still covered in
Again,
ants, even in like his casual clothes?
it's a it's a grind, right? Like it,
Are they
it,
actually ants, or is it just the fabric of his clothes?
I'm pretty sure it's just a pattern. I don't think he's actually covered in crawling ants because they have like no 3 dimensionality to them whenever you see them sort of from the side, right?
Right. But
Yeah.
at the same time, this is the manga with the super eye and super ear guy, so super ant guy is not that out there to me.
That is also true. But I don't know, maybe he's like Shino from Naruto. He's like cultivating them, and then in the final battle we will see that his actual super move is that he just makes a sword out of ants. It's like
It's just a giant fucking like armor suit. We got rid of his armor, take him out. Wait a minute. He's got another armor of ants.
yeah, and then it's like they just slice through him anyways because ants give
Because
him
they
no
have no
protection.
protection at all.
They're like, why did you do that? What was the point? He's like, I somehow thought they'd be stronger.
I thought they had exoskeletons.
Like, yeah, exoskeletons made out of chitin. You can squish that with your fingers. He like makes a blade and like tries to like block an attack from our guy, and the attack just kills all the ants and then him. Because they're ants. What do they have against the katana? We would apologize to all ants listening right
Any ant
now.
viewers, we're sorry.
Yeah, we're very sorry. No clue how you're watching this, but say hi to the queen and stay the fuck out of my house. I hate it.
I hate ants too. Oh my god.
Every fucking spring, dude.
I don't know
Every
why
spring.
I'm dropping this lore, but here's a running joke for you from
Uh-huh.
Zen's personal ridiculous bullshit that he deals with in his life. My current fiance and I, before I say current, like I've had more than one. My fiance and I, we lived with my grandmother for a little while after my grandfather
Uh-huh.
died, and
Mm-hmm.
her house is super old, and she would always get ants.
Oh
And
god.
yeah, it was awful. Like we lived on the second floor, and we would still get ants up there, like fucking around.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, I don't know the name of the song, but we started associating one Kingdom Hearts 2 song to just the existence of ants. So whenever
Okay.
ants would come into the house, we would play this Kingdom Hearts 2 song just to inform the other one that ants were in the house.
So what? The Kingdom Hearts 2, like what is it? Is it the menu theme?
No,
Is
no,
it
it's one of the battle themes.
Oh that's even better.
I know. I don't remember which one it is. Fuck, I'll find it after we're off the air because I don't want to play Kingdom Hearts music on the show.
No, for sure, for sure.
But after we're off the air, I will find it, and then I will put in the description what song it is, in case anyone else has an ant problem that they need to quickly convey.
So what if they like play it? You're gonna swoop in and kill the ants.
Oh, I'm
It's like
not gonna do it. It's just a warning for others in their general vicinity that there's
but that
ants.
requires for the other people to also know the Zen lore.
That's how we're gonna get all the viewers on this episode.
Mandatory viewing for anyone with ants. Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I know what to play next time we have ants. Oh. Anyway, do you have anything else on the Elusive Samurai?
No.
No.
No,
Okay,
not at all.
Good. All right.
Next is scrolling. Witch Watch.
All right. Mr. Catman, what's your opinion on this chapter?
It was cute. I like the cat still.
Mhm.
I like how her entire lesson was that it was not learned, and she's just gonna get awkwardly petted by a different person. Completely unlearned any character development that she may have gotten from the events that have taken place.
But I don't know, it was pretty cute. I like that Keigo got to do something. That was pretty neat.
Yeah, he actually got to do a thing that was pretty cool. That's good.
Mhm.
I like the creativity as well of using the float spell as like he's skating, because he actually knows how to do that. And the closer to the ground it is, the more stable, like the better he is at controlling it.
Mhm.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I kind of expected this to have more of a consequence, I guess, because it felt like a big deal. But you know, I suppose this is kind of what Witch Watch does now. It's just kind of like, oh,
dangle things that might be interesting in front of your face, and then be like, haha, but no.
Mhm.
We follow Seinfeld rules. Everything has to end up where it started.
What's the deal with the cat? But yeah, no, I really have nothing to say on this chapter. It was okay. It was fun. Like, I'm kind of, I've said it before, but I'm really starting to feel tired with Witch Watch, to be honest. It feels like it's just doing shit with
Yeah,
no
which I think
rhyme or
is like
reason.
fine. It's got like Saturday or Sunday morning cartoon energy.
Yes, that's actually right on. It's just kind of weird. How like it's definitely the most episodic out of all of the stuff we read on the show. And sometimes I enjoy it, and sometimes it's more like, ugh, here's something interesting. I wish it mattered.
Yeah, because
So
like
yeah.
I would like the cat girl to just become part of the group, but I guess because them not knowing she's a cat is like a running gag of the series. They can't get rid of it, because if she
Mm-hmm.
reveals herself and joins the group, they'll lose the joke that she's the cat getting petted by
Mm-hmm.
them unknowingly. And it
Mm-hmm.
reminds me of like the manga author. Is it's like we have to keep going back to her because it's one of our hilarious shticks, and we can't
Mm-hmm.
abandon it. And it's like, why not? Just get rid of it. Stop doing it. Do
Mm-hmm.
good things.
Yeah.
I liked the little moment with Wolf, where Wolf was like, I don't care if you break our deal because I'm not gonna limit your freedom, and I thought that was cute.
Mm-hmm.
And then it all promptly went nowhere.
Yeah, well, again, that's kind of my problem with episodic stuff in general. It's like if you introduce something interesting, I'm just going to be sad that it's not going to matter after 20 minutes. And if you don't introduce something interesting, I'm just going to waste 20 minutes. So it's like I can only lose because there's no
Yeah.
permanence to anything. And of course, like the way to enjoy this stuff is to just like enjoy the moment, not worry too much about the future. But at that point, you're not telling me how to critique a manga. You're trying to give me therapy, and I don't remember paying you for that.
That's fair.
Like, yeah, sure, maybe there is a lesson to be learned, but that is real life character development, and that is expensive.
Yeah, I'm not trying to grow more than a Witch Watch character in any
Oh
one
yeah,
sitting.
Absolutely. All right. Um. So what's next?
Next is Sakamoto Days, which was very
Raw.
close to getting on my top 3.
Yeah. I mean, this was one of those chapters where it's like substance, meh. Style, yes, sir.
Unbelievably stylish, yes. Fight choreography in this, I know, before you guys complain about the fucking usage of the term, I'm not going to stop saying it.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. I love the little sad boy with his little hat.
Yeah,
I love
he's,
him.
he's so
He's
funny.
great.
And I like. Do we have a name for this guy, or is he really just a hat guy?
I'm sure they said it at some point, but for me, he's just the hat boy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, he's funny. He's just kind of. He's both super smart and also just a very scared little man.
Yeah, he's just a little sad boy.
Yeah. Um. And yeah, no, I mean, what really stands out with Sakamoto this week, as it does most of the weeks, is just how well it flows visually. Like, God, just on page 15, the two panels where the girl launches the one of the new coming guys with her axe. That has like it's two super simple drawings, but it just has the right amount of energy.
Mm-hmm.
Like you see the guy, your eyes do an arch over to her, and then you are already on him flying, and so that arch almost counts as like the arch of movement. It's so cool and so effortless almost. Like despite how like, because I mean Sakamoto Days doesn't have like the clearest art. It tends a little bit into like Chainsaw Man territory in
Mm-hmm.
how it deals with some character designs and motions, and despite that it remains completely readable like 100% of the time, and that's so impressive to me.
Oh yeah, I never feel like I've been lost trying to keep up with what's going on, but it definitely
Mhm.
does like take some liberties with the way it portrays some things.
Oh yeah, for sure. Also, the final cliffhanger joke is actually pretty funny, where it's just like he's so not used to like taking charge that he like mumbles his words,
Yeah,
and
he
they're like,
fucks
"What did
up
he
the word.
say?"
Yeah,
Yeah.
and and both the bad guy and Shin are like, "What?
What?
What did you just say?"
Yeah, no, it's cute. It's cute. Also, it's an interesting little gimmick now with like the VR remote fighting,
Yeah,
where
where
they
like
just
it is a
hired a guy.
person. Yeah, they just got a guy who was similarly flexible to the actual guy.
Mhm. Yeah, and he's asleep, right? So they are like controlling his entire body, which is interesting because yeah, one of them says that he like has a very still heartbeat or something.
It's Hat Boy.
Oh yeah, it's Hat Boy. Yeah,
Yeah,
is
that
he asleep?
his heart rate is so low that he must be asleep.
Mm-hmm. Also interesting that he can like pinpoint heart rates. That's
Yeah,
like
well,
not a
I
regular
want to
thing.
assume he has like a hearing based power because when he
Mm-hmm.
gets in his serious mode, he uncovers his ears.
Right. Yeah. Of course. Okay. Yeah. Then that's probably it. Because I was about to say, being able to just suss out someone's heart rate just by hearing isn't something we're supposed to be able to do, right?
Right.
I've not been missing out on something my entire life.
No, no, you I mean, if you put your head right next to their chest, yeah, you
I
could,
mean, yeah, of course.
but you know.
You listen to their chest, you take the pulse at their neck or their wrists, and then you resuscitate them,
And
preferably
also,
to the beat of
it's
staying
got to
alive.
be something hearing based because on chapter 5 there's a panel of like sound.
Oh, on page 5, you mean?
Yes, page. Sorry, did I say chapter 5? Page 5.
Yeah.
There's a panel at the top that says it's him hearing the equipment that they're using.
Oh, yeah, yeah, of course. Okay, in that case, we've cracked the code, which was probably obvious to everyone
Yeah,
else.
that we the only people in the world that didn't pick up on it.
Yeah, but I mean, we do read these chapters when we're basically comatose. So,
Yeah, I
like,
wake up
like
when
you,
they drop.
like you get out of bed, and I read it at the end of a very lazy Sunday usually. Like, you have to excuse us. We're both very dumb and very old.
Yeah, we're not quite early bird special old enough yet, so once we get there, it'll be no problem. But
Yeah.
until
Oh my
then,
God. So have you also not started yet with the like going to bed early and waking up early that they say comes with adulthood?
No, fuck no.
Yeah. Like people were like, "Oh yeah, when you're like in your 20s, you will appreciate going to sleep early." I'm like, "No. My peak work hours are from midnight to 3 a.m. What are you
Mm-hmm.
talking about?"
Mm-hmm. I just have this thing where like at least for a few hours a day, every day, I need to exist in a bubble that is only me. Like
Mm-hmm.
I need there to not be perceived by like
Okay.
anything else. And so that usually happens for me at the refreshing hour of like 2 to 4 a.m.
Okay, but no, four is my death hour. If I see 4 a.m., if I'm still awake to see 4 a.m. on the clock, I'm not surviving the next day. I am literally dying.
Okay.
Yeah. Like that fucks me. Like 3:30 a.m. is a perfect good time for me to go to bed. I will be fine in the next day. 4, I will be an actual corpse. I
Okay. I
will
respect that.
look terrible and sound terrible. Damn, the folks are getting a lot of lore this
Yeah.
week.
They're really the veil's coming off.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we had to give him like some exposition right before Golden Week, right before the break. Just like all these other chapters who are like, pulling all the stops right before they, leave you hanging for an extra week.
Yeah, that's fair. This is our Golden Week cliffhanger.
Yeah, exactly. Ants and sleeping times.
what Kingdom Hearts song is it that plays when the ants are on the march?
It'd be even funnier if you just forgot to add it to the description. So they never know.
Now I might intentionally not put it in the
Oh
description.
no. So people are just going to run through their ant infested halls screaming, simple and clean.
Just sobbing while ants are everywhere, belting out Tana Hikaru.
The way that you're making me feel tonight.
Like a horror movie as the ants are moving down the
What the fuck has it been today with the ants? When, is our humor really so far gone that we now consider ants to be peak fiction, peak humor?
Well, there was the cockroach demon in Jujutsu Kaisen, so it's pretty close.
I mean, okay, that is true.
He could be an ant if you squinted.
I mean, anything can be an ant if you just squint at it, including like just specks on the wall.
That's true. Every time I
Peak
see a black
paranoia.
dot on the wall anywhere, I have to like freeze up and stare at it for several seconds to see if it moves.
Kingdom Hearts menu music starts playing in your head.
I'm flicking around for the YouTube video immediately as soon as I see anything, just in case I need to click play.
You hear Donald Duck's soothing voice in your head. And Goofy going, Gorsh, that's an ant. Gorsh, McKee. Seems like we're gonna have to torch the house.
I hate ants so much. I hate anything that infests. Infestation is the
Yeah,
worst word in the world.
yeah. It feels violating, right? Like it's just ugh.
Yeah, it's like I didn't agree to this. I didn't consent to you living in my walls.
Yeah,
Ugh.
yeah. It's yuck. Anyway, do we want to move on from Sakamoto?
Yeah.
All right.
Next up
Also,
is Undead Unluck.
this was cool.
It was
I am
super
all
good. Dude, that backstory's sad as fuck.
Yeah, it is. Like the moment they were like, "Oh yeah, she has like an illness that will never heal." I was like, "Oh god. Oh no. Don't make me feel things." But yeah, no, this was super good. Um I was kind of surprised when the chapter ended. For some reason I was like, "Oh yeah, there's going to be like another fight in the chapter," but no. Like the chapter was regular length. Even a little longer than regular length. But yeah, no, this was super good.
Did Riff
Like I
always get a
immediately
crazy eye?
I don't know actually.
I don't care enough to look. And there's gonna be that one person in the comments that's in the comments every week, and they're like, "How about you actually fucking read Undead Unluck?" And I'm not gonna do that.
Reading on our reading themed podcast? What the fuck are you talking about?
I read in the moment, okay? I live in the moment.
Yeah, like
Um,
we don't read the manga. We read the vibes and then we talk about them.
I read the wavelength coming out of this.
Yeah. But I think didn't he have like one eye covered for most of the story, or am I?
I think you're right. Yeah, he had like a suit of armor thing over his spoopy eye.
Yeah, exactly. There was something.
Hey buddy, where'd you
Um,
get that spoopy eye? You got a big scar over it. Did you give yourself that spoopy eye? I
wait,
guess he
wait,
couldn't have, because if he cut himself. Do negator powers work on themselves? If he cuts himself shaving, is he like, oh fuck, I'm gonna
is it
fucking
just
die?
gone? Yeah, I don't know, but I found a color page on chapter like something 90, and yeah, he has his eye has always been covered up until now.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, now I care about the whole arc thing because now I'm like, damn, he just wants to see his friend again, and this time he wants to actually save her. Go ahead.
Okay. Am I right in that you spend your points to start the loop, but then the people who are on the table get to keep their memories and everyone else resets?
Yeah, that
Okay.
seems to be the way it works.
Okay, so he wants to be the one to restart it so he can go and save his lady. That's
Mm-hmm.
cute. It's not gonna happen, but that's cute.
Yeah, that's kind of sweet. Um, but yeah, I mean, aside from sort of the backstory, this was a backstory chapter, like plain and simple. Um, but I'm excited to see what this means now because, I mean, if Andy is going to like do his thing, that means we're gonna have to say goodbye to Rip unless they find some solution.
I'm a little bit worried they're gonna be Andy's gonna pull out some kind of bullshit that's like, haha, I know how to astral project, and now if you astral project, you're immune to the reset or something.
Oh,
I'm worried that's gonna happen, and then they're gonna like. But I kind of hope that Andy resets it. You know what I want? You know what I want to have happen? I want Andy to
what?
reset it, and then he re-meets Fuko for the first time, and it doesn't redo chapter 1, and he makes chapter 1 better retroactively.
That would be great, but honest to God, I would actually kind of expect it to just replay chapter one with
Yeah, okay.
because he's like,
If if
oh,
if this mangaka replays chapter 1 after the reset, I might drop Undead Unluck.
whoa, big boy words. But I feel yeah, that would be such a step back. But I don't know. I kind of can't see that happening if he were to revisit that like setting, because I don't think the mangaka is like, I don't know, ashamed. I don't know if that's the right word, but like ashamed of how chapter one played out. I think that chapter one really was just the way it was gain attention right at the start. And Undead Unluck has been selling well, so he's not have had a reason to regain people's attention. Um, so yeah, I don't know, but yeah, no, that could be an interesting idea. I sure hope that astral projection shit doesn't factor into how they do it because I don't like things I don't understand. I am a peasant from the
Yeah. I don't know.
1300s.
I just like Undead Unluck has always felt like, you know, shit happens and it's serious and it's like it's sad, and even though it's in like kind of a cartoony world with bullshit rules,
Mm-hmm.
it's still like sad stuff. And a lot of the negators' backstories are like their powers really fucked them over a lot of the times.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I would not particularly enjoy it if some bullshit reasoning allowed them all to
Mm-hmm.
fix all their problems.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Like it's just a little it's been a little weird these last couple of chapters. I can definitely agree on that. But I guess we'll see. If there's one thing I've learned with this series, it's that I am absolutely shit at predicting it.
Yep.
So I will give it a we'll see out of 10 this week.
Yeah, that's fair. And now I think that puts us in top 3 territory, unless there's anyone that I'm
Where we
missing.
only have 3.
Where we only have the 3, yep.
Mm-hmm.
So first up is going to be Blue Box.
It's cool. I sure hope nothing bad will happen.
Yeah, I sure
And
hope it doesn't all go to shit.
yeah, I mean, I think I said it maybe last week or the time before. I kind of like how it's keeping up that vibe of like it's teenage years, and you've got something going with like a girl that it's kind of complicated. It's not a proper thing yet, but it's fine for now. But you can absolutely tell that this will build up until it becomes a huge problem. Like
Yes.
you feel me on that sort of
Yes.
that vibe? Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. That's the entire vibe.
Yeah, like it's working right now. It might not in a month. And that's kind of where a lot of the tension comes from in this series, which there's a surprising amount of, right? Like it's just a bunch of people going through high school, and yet I'm really, really tense reading this shit every week. Um, but yeah, very big achievement to for a fucking slice of life sports romance series. Three genres I am not a fan of.
Yeah, Blue Box really like it somehow figured you out. I don't know. It's like everything you hate.
Yeah, like I had no clue how that happened, but yeah, no, I really liked sort of the little talk she had with her. That's her mom, right?
That's her mom,
Or-
yeah. But it
Yeah,
wasn't even really a talk. It was more like the mom having no idea what's going on, basically saying, "Wow, you really suck."
yeah,
And she's like, "Ah, fuck." And she's internalizing it really hard.
yeah.
And
But the
that's
thing is,
oh god.
yeah, because the thing is, the mom isn't like completely wrong either,
The
right?
mom's not
Like,
entirely wrong, no. But like obviously the way that she needed to hear that information was not that way alone.
yeah, not through seven corners, accidentally deciding that it's about her.
Right.
Um, but yeah, the problem is always, what does this mean? Is she now gonna like ghost Taiki to be fair towards him? Don't do that, girl.
Yeah, for the love of God, don't do that.
I mean, fucking hell. Take three chairs, find an empty classroom, sit down, and fucking talk about your feelings, no matter how gay you feel while doing it. That's the solution to like 90% of teenage issues. Just, just like, and you know, maybe you walk away from it embarrassed and hating the people you were in with. But once the cards are on the table, you can evolve, you can move on. And especially once you like, you know, grow up and get into adulthood, you will realize that so much of that teenage shit just doesn't matter. Like the bad stuff very rarely does, and the good stuff tends to matter for much longer.
Yeah, but they're teenagers right now. They don't know that. And if an
I mean, of
adult were to
course not.
tell them that, they'd be like, "Shut the fuck up."
I am trying to parent a bunch of imaginary children. I am aware this is a losing endeavor. I am
you're
well aware
you're
that I'm
sitting
the idiot here.
you're sitting Taiki down right now who does not exist.
Yeah,
And you're trying to give him life advice and it's not going to help.
I'm trying to be the dad to a bunch of kids that are non-existent. That's hey, I mean, I am a little qualified. I am the father of a lot of stuffed animals in this house. I do have to take care of them, which mostly means just trying to make sure they don't get dirty. But hey, that's like a part of parenting. Don't at me. But yeah, no. This is one of those series where like if I had to put a single feeling on this manga, it would be dread. And
Always,
anyone,
yes.
yeah,
I
and
dread
anyone,
Blue Box more than most Battle Shonen.
yeah. And the thing is, you say that, and then anyone who looks like at the volume cover of like volume one would think we are absolutely insane.
Mhm.
Like they would look at all the bubbly art and be like, how the hell can this inspire dread? And you know, and we're like, you know not of the hard
Yeah,
winters,
you know not the horror of which you speak.
the horror of teenagehood. But yeah, I'm interested to see where this goes. It's cool that we're preparing a theater as a former theater kid myself. It's always cool to see that being in theater sucks for everyone, but is also
Mhm.
at least a little fun.
No one ever likes it. I like how he has a blue screen, imagining her in a maid outfit. That was pretty good. That was relatable.
Yeah. And like how he's like, oh, so it's not happening. Good. But now I want it even
Yeah.
more.
Like I
Yeah.
saw bits of teenage me in that reaction.
Yeah. Because it's kind of like when I saw like the whole panel, I was like, oh god, is this gonna be like a thing? Is this gonna be like manga shit? But no, it's like very sort of, yeah, he's a teenage boy. He would
He would think
he
of
would
that.
feel things about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like how this series will frequently be like, manga trope coming up. Ah, just kidding. Actually, you hate yourself now. Like, oh, we're gonna have a fun, awkward moment where he sees her in a maid outfit and he gets weird about it. No, they're gonna have some existential dread in about 2 pages. Nice try. Suffering only.
Yeah. You want a fan service? No. The only thing we have on the menu is dread.
Is dread and pain.
Yeah. You know that gif of like an anime girl like unzipping her shirt, but then when she opens it, it just switches to like a mecha, like Evangelion, like the mechs fighting as like psych. It's just pain and suffering. That's this manga.
It really is, though.
But as I said, I really don't mind that. I prefer that over the alternative. That's for sure. Um, but yeah, no, very very good chapter this week. I think I'm already out of things to say though. I feel like I'm already repeating myself. No, wait,
Yeah.
one more thing.
Oh,
I
okay.
do like how Chinatsu and Chono are like they're nice to each other. I was worried that this was gonna become like a weird dynamic, but it's actually like super cool.
Yeah, well, it's funny because you think of like teenage romances, and the first thing you think is like they would get bitter with one another, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they would think that the other one was causing the problem, but they don't even really treat it like it's a problem. They, if anything, they view themselves as the problem,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and so they both kind of are taking a back seat on their own feelings to be accommodating to the other one, which
Mm-hmm.
ends up with everyone doing nothing,
Yeah. Which is equally
which is
infuriating, but in a
maybe
different
worse.
way.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like I said it in the Akane-Banashi's segment as well. I just like how none of this feels like cartoonified, right? Like it never feels like people are being stupid or bitter or mean for the sake of drama. It's just a bunch of people doing their best and in the process being mostly too mean on themselves, which yeah, that's kind of what being a teenager is a lot of the time. Unless you're someone who's like ridiculously confident and then you have other issues to deal with. um so yeah, no, I really really appreciated it about this show, and I'm also just very happy that a series like this exists in a magazine that is going to be read by a lot of children,
Hmm.
right? Like
To like maybe be a good role model for how you should, well, maybe not how you should handle yourself, but better than most teenage drama.
yeah, like not even a role model but more sort of just like a case, not study but like an example case of how things can work out if you are continuously passive and too mean on yourself and
Plus, it's just
internalize
nice that
everything.
it's like it's not fantastical.
Mm-hmm.
So like it should be easier to see yourself in some of these situations, right? Like this isn't Naruto transforming himself into Sasuke to try to like force himself on Sakura. It's like it's people having real problems and going about it in not always the best way.
Mm-hmm.
Because like we talked about how Hina was like, oh, she was being very mature by just getting her feelings out there and letting them go. But at the same time, like there's layers to that. Like I don't
Yeah.
entirely think that what she did was the point blank correct thing to do in that situation. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so there's a lot of nuance to it. It's good. It's good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Um Also, one last thing for me. On the final page, Chinatsu going, three times at a rubber ducky and then drowning herself is cute.
Yeah.
I like that.
I like how the rubber ducky is like kind of shittily made. It's like not quite
Yeah, I like
correct.
that too.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the rubber ducky. Rubber duckies always improve scenes.
That's
Prove
true.
me
They're
wrong.
they're high quality. They should be in
Yeah.
everything.
Mm-hmm. We should have branded Shonen Chill rubber duckies.
Oh, we
Now that I
should.
think
I
of
would.
it.
That would be awesome. I would buy one
Ah, damn. I have to go and see if I can bully Stream Elements.
to adding rubber
And
duckies.
yeah, I feel like that's a bit of a niche market.
Hey, this is a niche market show, so
That is true. And okay, oh my god, I need to know. Was it a thing in the US as well, where for a while there were like whole sets of collectible rubber duckies, one for like each like profession? Like you had a nurse ducky, a electrician ducky, a plumber ducky. Was that a thing there, or was that just
yeah, no, it
here?
was a thing.
Oh, that was a thing?
Hmm.
Damn. Okay. Nice. In that case, that's the kind of shit I need for us.
It's just like a rubber ducky reading different manga. It's like
Yeah,
got a different
rubber
volume.
Rubber Ducky reading My Hero and looking a little sad. Rubber Ducky reading Jujutsu Kaisen and having a massive erection like under it, so you can like plug it in.
as as one does.
Rubber Ducky reading Boruto and vomiting, like you can squeeze it and it throws out like little bits of acid, like realism and stuff. Um, Rubber Ducky trying to catch up to One Piece and it's like actually dead. It has like a skull. Yeah, like, hire me, Stream Elements. I'll design this shit for you. I I'm good in product management, despite having no experience in it whatsoever.
This is a good
All right.
good business. This is what that is. This is good business.
Yeah. So, are we moving on?
Yes. Next up is My Hero.
I cannot believe I've lived to see Todoroki have another good fight after his fight against Deku. I
He
can't fucking
finally.
believe it. Final. This fight's fucking raw as hell.
It is
I
good.
am really
And
liking this
once
fight.
again, the fan translations make Todoroki a giant loser, and then it's fixed sort of in the officials.
Hmm.
Because the fan
Yeah, I mean,
translations were like, Davi's giving him the big lecture about like, you're the worst shit piece of thing, and the fan response from him is like, shut up, idiot. It's like, what kind of a fucking nerd? But it's actually good. What he says is good in the official.
yeah, mostly. I mean, the speech bubble, a half-baked dummy, that's me. That one's a little off, but aside from that, it's mostly pretty good. Yeah, I agree. So what do you think his new move is? Phosphorus or phosphor?
It looks like he's. That looks like ice to me, not fire. I don't know. I guess it's fire. It looks like both.
Yeah, it almost looks like plasma, like a little liquidy almost.
Do you think he's doing both at the same time
Well, because he has stuff coming out of both of his sides, right? And he's doing it. He's doing a fire-looking attack with his
with his ice
ice
side?
side.
Yeah. And
So,
whatever he was doing, he had to he was focusing in his chest. And on
mhm.
page 12, the right panel, that definitely looks like ice, not fire.
Yes, I'm wondering almost if it's like a core of superheated fire surrounded by like an aura of super freezing like mist.
Maybe, I don't
And
know.
it's
I mean, that's a Pokemon thing. Can his powers do that? I thought they
I don't
kind of
know.
followed like the rules of physics to some extent.
Well, yes, but I mean you can superheat and super freeze materials in interchanging intervals in real life as well. I think that has something to do with creating conductivity for like space materials.
I don't know, science, man.
I mean, I used to, but I've been unemployed. um, but honestly, like Shoto, all good, my man. The real star here is Dabi, as he has been in the manga for like the last year.
Yeah, I like how he just looks like a creepy charred skeleton now.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking rules. He's totally dead
Dude,
here.
oh yeah, he's totally dead, but all of his like panels look so good.
Yep.
Jesus Christ, some like Horikoshi put all of his pussy into this. It's
You're
actually
not
like,
supposed to use the P.
yeah, well,
It
whatever.
would be his Horikusi.
No, I'm actually gonna go with the P. It makes it more uncomfortable, you know.
It does make it more uncomfortable. I'll give you that.
Yeah, there you go. No, but like the when Dobby uses Hell Spider, that shit looks so good.
Yes, that's so. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, I love the way Hori draws fire in general. And I also like how different Dobby's fire manages to look from Shoto's. Like
Yeah,
it's
Davi's fire looks different in general. I like it a lot.
yeah, like it's really cool how he can like just through texturing and like different tones, he manages to make such a clear distinction between who's using what now. And also page 10, when he like punts Shoto with like an aura of fire, that shit's so cool.
Oh, when he launches him into the building.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks fucking great.
Yeah, and again, like I like also Shoto's little monologue about him where he's like, "Look, yeah, we're all victims of a terrible, terrible father, but you chose to go kill people. Like, don't fucking put it on a bunch of innocent people and call them collateral damage to your trauma. You did this. You're an adult. Like, this is your doing." And I really like it. Like, it's something that my hero has been kind of saying for ages, but I like that it's out there now verbally. Both because I think it makes the narrative a little tighter, and because, dear God, this fandom just needs things spelled out for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, now at least, we're on the same page. Dobby is a criminal, and he can't really be redeemed. He's also a victim, and his life shouldn't have been that shitty. But it is what it is. Also, I just realized on page 12, in the leftmost panel, is Shoto making like a second whiff of fire around his crotch?
And
Page
on page
12.
12, I assume it's the one that he's got in his hand.
Oh, yeah, okay. I just flicked through it again and I was like, wait a minute.
He is. He's got it in front of him, but he's got the one on
Uh-huh.
his chest, and then the one that he's looked like he's gonna punch with on page. The one that he does the attack with.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
Actually, that's interesting. Does that mean he has like a reserve of it on his chest and he has to like pull it out from there?
I don't know. I don't
That's
really
kind
know
of
what his
cool.
harness thing does.
Well, we know that his harness thing has to do with temperature regulation from like the
Yeah, but in
extra pages.
this chapter, he's like charging it. Like, look at page 7.
Page 7. Yeah, when he's like,
Yeah,
yeah, when he's doing like the hands in front of him.
yeah. He's like charging it up or something because it
Well,
stays lit up the whole time after that.
we have seen something like this before when he was training before the war. Like he had his hands clasped together in front of his chest and going like, I have to use both of my sides at the same time. And it kind of looks like that. It kind of looks like that pose as well.
And then if you look at the bottom of the panel below that, when Davi slips behind him, that's
Hmm.
definitely like supposed to be chunks of ice on his
Yeah,
chest right there.
yeah. Look at the right corner of page 2, like right bottom corner. Um,
Hmm.
he has like the hand pose, like clasping the hands together. He also did like I want to say 10 chapters ago, right before the war, when he
Hmm.
was training. So yeah, interesting. I'm very interested to
It's
see
got
what
to
this
be
new ability
something
actually
like
is.
he's making some sort of fucking plasma or something. Well,
Yeah,
whatever he did is he's neutralizing the heat of Davi's attacks. Like
yes.
he nulled it out. So maybe he's like hitting the fire with fire and then coating it with ice right afterward or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, cuz what is it? Like hot Okay, I'm about to embarrass myself. Hot water puts out fire more efficiently than cold water. So maybe he's like creating ice and immediately putting it to a boiling point and using that to put out Dobby's fire. I don't know.
I don't know. We'll find out in a month.
Yeah, pretty much like yeah, because we now have 2 weeks of break while Horikoshi has his ears checked out.
Yeah, his
Um,
brain is fucking leaking out.
do we have anything else on My Hero?
I don't think so.
Did you see the new volume cover?
No, I have not yet.
It has Hori's worst drawing of Stars and Stripe on it.
Oh wait, I did see that. Yep.
That's I feel like the drawing is like 90% good, and then you get to the face, and it looks like a Boruto character.
Oh God. Yeah, I don't remember it exactly, but I remember a bunch of people talking about it being like kind of mediocre. So.
Well, yeah, it just has a huge case of Boruto face. Um, so I'm obliged to hate it.
That's fair.
Yeah. And okay, so does that mean we're moving into the finale?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's time.
Oh yeah.
It's time for fucking the goat, Jujutsu Kaisen. This
This
chapter fucking rules. What do you
yeah,
think about the theory that this character is Akutami like venting?
I feel like that's fairly accurate because I mean, last chapter he broke a guy's finger because of art complaints.
Right,
And I feel like Akutami would be someone who can relate to that.
right. But like with this chapter specifically, there I don't know if you remember this, but there was back when the Maki stuff was going on and he was taking the long break and he said that thing that was like, I'm gonna come back as soon as I can so I can get Jujutsu Kaisen done with. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people took that to mean like he doesn't like Jujutsu Kaisen. He doesn't like working on it. He didn't want to do this or something.
Mm-hmm.
And so it just I didn't really put any stock in that because it's not based on anything. It's just based on people being like, oh, the way he's speaking sounds like he hates what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it's interesting that the mangaka character, who definitely felt like a self-complaint insert last time, is talking
Mm-hmm.
about how being stuck in the Jujutsu world has ruined his ability to be creative.
Yeah, I mean that is now that you put it like that, I don't know if I want to believe that that's a self-insert because that's kind of sad
Isn't
in a
it like a
way.
little bit? But I can also kind of understand, like, even if it's not like, oh, being stuck making this creation has stopped me from expressing my creativity in other ways, but at the same time, like, you're stuck in the serialization hell, right? Like, you're stuck having this thing that was a creative moment for you kind of being turned into a product that belongs to someone else that you're now chugging out.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely bleak if that's the case.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. The moment you get into sort of the behind the scenes of the manga industry from any angle, it immediately starts getting a little bleak, right? Like
Oh yeah.
it's hard to ignore. That's for sure. Um, but moving on from that, I fucking love Hakari.
Me too. He's so good.
He's such a I don't know if I want to call him a badass. He's just such a bro.
Yeah,
He's just
he's
like,
just got
whatever.
like unbothered energy.
Yeah, he's just hanging out. He's just trying to deal with this shit, and it's a little annoying, but
Yeah, he's like
he'll
kind of
manage.
irritated, but not irritated enough. And then he drops a fucking domain expansion.
Yeah, before we've even seen his main ability, which is also I fucking hate Gege for being like, oh, in that moment, Charles learned everything about Hakari's domain expansion, but I'm not gonna tell you.
But yeah, but
Like,
you're gonna wait till after Golden Week, you fucks.
yeah, yeah, like fuck you, Gege. Love you.
Menace to society.
Yeah. Also, I like Charles's ability. That is
The
so
like
cool.
writing the pen, and so that he knows what's gonna happen next.
Yeah, that he's like, oh, I can see like a few panels into the future. That's so cool. That is really, really cool. Also, the way it's visualized, where it's just multiple drawings essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like I've seen that done with a lot of like future sight abilities, but because this time it's specifically being able to see like future manga panels, I know it just works so well. And of course, the action choreography is always good in Jujutsu Kaisen. So the energy was there definitely.
I also like how, for some reason, he didn't know what a domain expansion was.
Uh huh.
Like he had no fucking idea. Also, I like how the him calling out Hakari posing is the page turn to a domain expansion because that's like a nice little hint. Like, uh oh. Every
So
fucking domain starts with a pose.
yeah, why are you posing? Also, I like that's another thing. I actually like how all domain expansions have like a unique pose associated with them.
Yeah, they have like their own hand sign.
Very, very, very cool. Very Naruto. Um, Also, the fucking panel where Hakari is like, an otaku like you would just find some selfish reason to start attacking again. And I'm
Uh,
like, oh boy, he reads any Twitter.
yeah, right.
Just fighting with people over petty nonsense. That's us. Say cheese.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, this was just a fun chapter. I'm very interested to see what happens next. But I'm pretty much already out of things to say, to be completely
Yeah, I
honest.
mean it's an action page, or an action chapter. Really, really good one, but it's still an action chapter.
Yeah.
Um, I really like the character. He's probably not gonna die because our boys have not been killing anyone. So that's
Yeah.
nice. He may come back in
True,
the
true.
future. He's definitely gonna get his shit clocked by Hikari though.
Oh yeah, I mean, what do you think Akari's domain expansion actually is?
I don't know because I don't know what his fucking technique is.
Well, we know it has something to do with gambling, right? And the domain expansion is called Idle Death Gambler.
I don't know.
Um,
Maybe it's like I don't know. You gamble for like penalties, almost like Higurumas or something. I don't know.
yeah, like I saw someone on Twitter say that what it might be is that you essentially like have to play like any number of casino games with chips, but the chips are like cursed energy stored in that form. And after a timer ends, the domain expansion like dissipates, and then you're left with however much energy was equivalent to the amount of chips that you had. So there's a chance for either you or your opponent to get exponentially stronger.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Or, I mean,
And
what
it would
also
make
could happen.
sense why Yuta said that at his peak he could be stronger than him.
Yeah. Or maybe where like chips correspond to different advantages and disadvantages. And you have to like gamble away the bad ones and try to accumulate the good ones or something like that. Whereas like you can be like, oh yeah, you have a chip that gives you double cursed energy, but then another one that like disables the use of one of your limbs, something like that. And
That'd
then
be
there's
cool.
one chip that just fucking kills you.
Death chip.
Yeah, and obviously Hakari has to make sure he never fucking gets that because otherwise he commits suicide.
Right.
No, it could be something like
Yeah,
that.
I could
Either
see
way, it's
that.
going to be interesting. Either way, I'm sure it's going to be very, very interesting.
I also like how they keep commenting that Hikari's cursed energy feels weird.
Feels icky.
Yucky cursed energy.
Yeah, I mean, I think that might tie in then also with like his cursed technique, right? Where because it can like move around and change thanks to the gambling ability so much, it feels like unfixed or inconsistent or something like that. I could imagine something like that.
Yeah, I could see that.
Hmm. But all right. Anything else?
I don't think so.
All right. In that case, is that a wrap?
I believe it is. We got another episode in the books. Thank you guys for watching Shonen and Chill. Look out for ants.
Look out, France, indeed.
Look out for ants, and then whatever other story it was. Oh, and everyone, please comment on Ocean's Twitter page, which I will put in the description for just for this, to go read Yozakura Family.
Dude, do you really think that's going to register amidst the actual avalanche of people asking for the ocean cut?
I'm hoping to change the tide from that. So now
Okay.
the ocean cut requests get lost in a flood of people demanding that you read Yozakura Family. And
You
then
know
it gets
what?
to the point where you can't find either thing. And your Twitter mentions just become like a fucking nightmare.
Just a screaming echo
Just
chamber.
yeah, just a horrible void that stares back at you when you stare into it, with begging for Naruto episodes and various panels of Yozakura Family.
So, folks, what other podcast ends with the hosts asking you to turn someone's mentions into a Nietzschean abyss? Like, we sure have novelty over here. All right.
We'll see you guys next time.
See you around. Bye bye.